Let me ask you a question. What do con men do? Con men con people. What do scammers do? Scammers come up with scams. Donald Trump, despite losing the presidency, is going to go out with one last scam on the way out. Donald Trump's campaign has started to send fundraising emails, urgent fundraising emails, saying to supporters, donate to us to pay for recounts, to pay for the legal fight to show that we really won, to pay for voter fraud lawsuits. But if you look at the fine print of those emails asking for money, they say that anywhere from 50 to 60% of your donation, by your, I don't think anybody in my audience is donating, but yours and Trumpist donations, 50 to 60% of your donations meant to fight the results and pay for recounts and go to court, they actually will go to paying off Trump's debt. Debt is a major problem for Trump personally, business-wise, and apparently campaign-wise. And one such fundraising email actually says 50% of each contribution to be designated towards Trump's 2020 general election account for general election debt retirement until such debt is retired. Money beyond that will go to the recount account. There is always a grift. There is always a scam. A separate Trump email went out asking for money for the Trump Make America Great Again committee. And that one says, yeah, you're donating here in order to fight. You know, we got to keep Trump. We got to fight it. But 60% of your money is going to go to debt. It's not actually clear how much debt Trump's campaign has. And in all seriousness, putting the campaign debt grift aside for a moment, imagine being so gullible that you get conned into donating money to get this billionaire cash for what are completely bogus legal battles. Like, imagine that 100% of the money actually went to the legal battle as opposed to only half of it. That is also a con job. There are plenty of people, including folks on fixed incomes, who have been tricked by this, and they're donating their hard-earned money that they can't even really afford to donate, thinking, maybe my donation will get Pennsylvania back for Trump. Maybe my donation will get Nevada back or Arizona back for the Mango Menace. Maybe Tangerine can take back some other state, and they can't even afford it. And on top of the 50 to 60% of their donations, on top of the fact that 50 to 60% of their donations won't even go to that, they go merely to trying to help Trump pay down debt. And it actually raises real questions of, you know, we've been saying Trump won't concede because of his ego, because of his narcissism. He's going to fight it, and he's going to maybe do rallies demanding recounts and all this stuff. He's delusional. He can't admit defeat. That could be part of it. But the other part of it could be maybe Trump realizes I'm out, but I've got to pay down some of this debt. Let me bamboozle my followers into donating money, and I'll take half of it and just use it to pay down debt. It's probably a combination of both. But the grift is real, and there is always one more grift. We have a fantastic bonus show for you today. We are going to talk about the polls. Now, I'm still putting together the final data, but again, there is this idea the polls totally failed. The reality, once again, is that looking at averages of polls, the polls were about as accurate as they always are. You just have to understand polling to do it. I will not be issuing a defense of the polling industry by any means, but I will be explaining the data to you. And we're going to talk about that on today's bonus show. Number two, we are going to delve deeper into this idea of Trump doing rallies, and rallies meant to raise money and fire people up for his legal challenges to the election results. Is he really going to do it? What would be the effect? Does he have any reason not to do it at this point in time? That will be a topic on today's bonus show. And we will also talk about the movement of the stock market since it became clear that Joe Biden would be president of the United States. And there's actually people on the left that are angry. So my view on this is we have a stock market, and we have GDP, and we have employment and unemployment numbers, and we have job creation, and we have consumer confidence. Given that these things exist and altogether they do tie to how well the economy is doing, I want someone in office who's going to see the better numbers. And historically, it's been Democrats. There are also people on the left who say, see, the fact that the stock market does better under Democrats is evidence that Democrats are even worse corporatists than Republicans, and Democrats are actually bad. Now, of course, that's extremely myopic because all economic indicators do better under Democratic presidents. So I want to talk about that on the bonus show as well. If you have not yet heard the bonus show or watched the bonus show, I know we have a lot of new viewers and listeners that are here because of the explosive growth of the show over the last 10 days. The bonus show is a daily extra show for our members and patrons. Producer Pat, the producer of the show, joins me on the bonus show. I would love for you to join me as well. 2 ways to do it. Go to joinpakman.com and grab a membership. We have a new coupon code, Fresh Start. Why do we have a new coupon code? The previous coupon code related to the 2020 election. That election is done. We now are actually trying to take a fresh start here in the United States with Joe Biden and maybe with the Democratic Senate, depending on what happens in Georgia. So the coupon code Fresh Start, massive discount. I won't even tell you how big of a discount it is because I'll have my lawyers beating down the doors telling me, no, it's too big of a discount. But sign up at joinpakman.com or make a pledge at patreon.com/David Pakman Show and join me today on the bonus show. We'll talk stocks and markets. We'll talk Trump rallies. We'll talk polling. Pat actually has some interesting stories from the weekend as well. He made a bunch of crank calls. Some call them phony phone calls to the Trump voter fraud line, and he will tell us about it. And I actually have a lot more to discuss related to that. I will see you then. If you are anything like me, you probably aren't thrilled with the idea of going into a doctor's office right now. And thankfully, there's a practical and affordable way to take control of your health and get personalized care from the comfort of your home. It's a service called SteadyMD. They're one of our sponsors. You take a quiz, you get matched with a licensed primary care physician who understands your health needs. You have a 1-hour video call with your new doctor. You establish a meaningful relationship with them. And after that, your doctor is available to you anytime by text, phone, or video chat. This is not a random doctor on call. Each doctor at SteadyMD has a limited number of patients, so they actually have time to listen to you. You get the personal attention that you deserve. They can do almost everything an in-person doctor can do: perform medical evaluations, talk to you about health concerns, send prescriptions to your home or local pharmacy, and anything they can't do online, they'll quickly set you up with an in-person provider to do, things like blood tests as an example. You don't need insurance. It's only $99 a month with no other fees or copays. There are so many practical advantages to using SteadyMD for primary care, and it's also so much more affordable. Go to steadymd.com/Pakman to take the free quiz, see which doctor is right for you. I took their quiz. They matched me with a doctor who specializes in my particular health needs and situation. The doctor they gave me is a really perfect fit for me and my medical needs. There's no risk, no commitment to get started. Just click the link right underneath this video.